Welcome back to Throttle. We are again working on our S2000. Today we are going to be throwing on these awesome new Motegi wheels. What are these things called, Quinn?
This is a brand new wheel from Motegi. This is the new Flowform MR159. We got it in an 18 by 9.5 with an ET38 offset. We're going to be running a squared wheel setup on the car. We are, however, going to stagger the tires. So we have a 235/40 ZR18 in the back and a 225/40 R18 in the front. Of course, we're going to be running our favorite summer tire around here, the Falcon Zenus RT660. So it's a magnificent summer tire. We can run these year round here in San Diego, so it's a perfect tire.
Yep, that's a San Diego tire right there.
It'll be fun. Looking forward to the drive. So let's throw our new wheels on. I'm in, dude. I'm in. I really like that, actually. I don't even know if I want to change the height.
I've been wanting to do white wheels for so long. And when I first saw it with the red cap, I was like, but then looking at it, matching the interior and the seats, it looks freaking amazing. It looks really good. I love it.
That looks sick, dude.
I'm in too.
That looks sick.
These things are sick. Look how well it feels with wheel well and everything. That's such a good color against the silver. It's got like a pearl to it. Is that just me?
No, it does.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
That's cool. The red caps with the red seats.
It needs an alignment. The front toe is like out of line, but
Only you notice that.
Yeah,
It's walleye right now.
Man, it looks freaking good. Offset is solid. The stance is solid. We have our new Motegis installed. We got the car on some ramps. It looks absolutely epic. I love these wheels, the concavity with the offset and it being a 9.5 and a pretty aggressive offset at that makes it look really nice. The color's bang on. The only thing we need to address is the alignment angles. The toe is out a little bit. On the front tires are kind of looking off in their own direction and I haven't looked at the back yet. So we're gonna do kind of a rough alignment, get everything where it needs to be. And then when the car is driving correctly, we're gonna take it out to an alignment shop and get it professionally done on the machine. And so we'll know our alignment is dialed in. So for now, I'm gonna hop onto the car. We're gonna tighten up all of our coilover collars because we haven't done that because we were adjusting the ride heights. And I'm gonna fix the toe on each corner and then we should be good enough to take the car on a test drive. So I'm gonna do that, throw you guys up on the tripod, let's get it done. Still wondering what to get your dad for Father's Day? Ridge is making gifting easy this year by offering their biggest sale of the year. Check it out at ridge.com/throttle. This video is brought to you by Ridge. Thanks to them for giving us some great gift ideas for dad, such as the Ridge wallet. Even with room for 12 cards plus cash, it still remains nice and thin. No old, bulky wallets for dad. It's available in more than 30 colors and 2 newly released leather styles. Ridge also has a new cool key holder which holds up to 6 keys and is sprung so it doesn't jingle around, and like the wallet, comes in more than 30 colors. For all the car dads, the Ridge wallet and the key case comes in carbon fiber and burnt titanium, and those are honestly 2 of my personal favorite finishes. So head over to ridge.com/throttle to take advantage of the sale. Save up to 40% off through June 15th. Get your dad something nice for Father's Day. Maybe even pick yourself something up. It's ridge.com/throttle.
All right, well, as you can see, we're in the BMW on our way up to our friend's shop who we bought the S2000 from. That is our current sweepstakes car. And that's because he owns a body shop and he also does mold making and pulls fiberglass or carbon fiber parts. He gave us an opportunity to come to his shop and actually handcraft a hardtop for this S2000. And what more way to make this car feel even more special than to hand make the hardtop that we're gonna be putting on it. So we jumped at the chance to take this opportunity to visit Makito. Let's lay up some carbon fiber today. All right, we just arrived at Makito's shop here in Hesperia, California. We're gonna head in, say hello, and get started. All right, well, here's the mold for the top. Those of you guys with a keen eye will know that this is a Mugen style hardtop. It has the center indent, and it also has the cutout for the rear window. And this is essentially the outside of the roof. And then there's also a mold for the inside of the roof. And then you fuse or bond those two pieces together to create an actual usable top. The guys have already prepared the mold for us to start laying the carbon fiber in. That's right, we're doing full carbon fiber on the outside of this one. And the reason we chose this particular top was because I wanted to run a glass rear window. I want to make sure that this S2000 is fully drivable for whoever wins it. Plastic Lexan rear window to me isn't really an option. It just doesn't seal properly ever. It scratches. It can be done nicely, but the fact that there's companies out there that offer a tempered glass option for this particular hardtop is what intrigued me by it. And the fact that my friend Makito actually has the mold here and is going to allow us to actually get our hands dirty and help with this really sealed the deal for me. This is something I've always wanted to do. I'm happy that we can show it to you guys as well. Well, the guys here have actually folded the material back right at this body line. And the reason for that is because right now getting a 60-inch roll of carbon is really difficult. They have 50-inch rolls here. In order to make the 50-inch roll work, they're gonna basically disguise the seam in the body line here. And when this is all said and done, unless you're really looking for it, you're not gonna notice that seam. And this is very commonplace. It just depends on what materials are available at the time of production. For this particular top, we're really happy with this layup, and it's gonna allow us a little more ability to lay the weave exactly how we want once you put a seam in there. So I think this is going to turn out really nice looking, and I'm excited to see it all come together. So we've got part 1 of 3 basically in the mold. All right, we're laying in the last piece of carbon for the external part of the top. Once this is in here, we'll get it bagged, get it infused, right? Yeah. And then harden this up, and then start working on the inside of it. This is just the outer skeleton. All right, now that the first layer is down, it's been reinforced. We're gonna toss in one, is this the one final layer then? No, for the inside?
3 layers.
3 layers, okay. This is an additional layer on top of the top layer and the reinforcement layer, and this is an additional reinforcement structure piece. So we're not using any fiberglass on this section, so this is gonna allow us to save weight and also add strength. All right, we've got 3 layers of carbon laid down. That's right, we're not using any fiberglass to reinforce this. This is 100% carbon fiber, which is really cool. It's gonna make it lighter and stronger. I'm super pumped to be able to have a hand in doing this. The next step is gonna be to put the Pleo ply down, and what that's gonna do is help carry the resin throughout the resin process, and we will remove this Pleo ply when it's all done, and it will take all the extra resin with it. So it's time to get this thing hardened up. Pleo ply is down, and now we're going to put down this green mesh material, and what this does is allows the resin to flow through the product or the part nice and evenly and make sure that it gets thoroughly through the whole part. All right, the bag's about to go on. The guy's already got the air tube installed, and this is where basically the airline is hooked up front at a seal, at a port, and basically it's gonna pull the air out through this spiral tube. And then we've got 2 infusion points back here. This is the rear window, so the rear window, it doesn't matter. It's gonna get cut out. They're gonna infuse here. It's gonna maybe create a little bit of a messy area, but that's okay. As like I said, that gets removed from the finished product anyway. And what this top piece is doing is creating a bag over the top of this that creates the vacuum as the air is being pulled out and the resin gets pulled through. And that's what this mesh that was previously applied helps to basically carry that resin throughout the whole part and allows it to harden up nicely and evenly. The boys here at 7 Apple are getting ready to infuse the resin in. They got a bucket full of resin here. Our hoses are in. This is the part that's really cool because you can actually see the resin sort of travel through the whole part, and all the hard work that we put in today come to fruition. The resin has flowed through the mold. Now the next step of this process is to basically let the material kick off so that it starts to harden. Now these guys, because they're experts at what they do, what they'll do is they'll wait a little bit until this starts to harden up, just the right amount so that they can pull this bag off. And what they'll do is they'll run a blade around the edge and get rid of all the excess carbon fiber that lies around the edge here. And what that does is saves a bunch of time on the back end, because typically you'd let it harden, take it out of the mold, and then you would cut that by hand with a saw or whatever and get rid of that material. But if they do it when it's still soft, they can just cut it with a razor blade and trim it up really nice and tight against the edge of the mold. Then the next step of the process would be to make the negative of this, which is the inside, or the part you're going to see when you're driving the car. So that's a nice smooth inside panel that's going to basically bond to this panel. So you'll have 2 pieces come together like a clamshell, and they'll use this epoxy resin to basically bond it together. And then we're going to come back at the process where they're going to remove it from the mold, and we'll have one actual hard top that's bonded together and basically ready for finish cleanup and clear coat. So we're going to skip a day of the process. We're going to head out now tonight. They're going to trim this, get the inside done and glued together, and then we're going to come back in a day's time, pull it out of the mold, and see what the final result is. All right, we've arrived here at 7 Apple, where they spent yesterday creating the inside of our hardtop. Now this is the bottom of the mold that you guys saw previously in the video. They've flipped it over at this point. As you can see, they've got it bolted together like a clamshell, as I've explained previously. So we've got 2 pieces pushed together like this. The materials are inside of this, and it's been curing for a whole day. Today, we're actually gonna take these bolts off, split the clamshell apart, and pull the part out and see what we've created. Beautiful. So remember those seams that we put in this? Well, I said we. That makes me sound very French. Jose actually put 2 seams in this, and you can't even see it. Wow. And that's why we're working with these guys, because they've been doing this for so long that this is like second nature to them. And I was like, no way we're gonna see these seams. There's no way we're not gonna see them. Can't even tell. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't even know that seam's there.
That's insane.
Yo, this thing's gonna look fire. Okay, well this is basically one of the separation process, and it's kind of a 50-50. They really waxed the heck out of this mold so that this thing would release. It actually released the top first, which is the pretty side, and we were greeted with an absolutely flawless exterior for this thing. I think you can tell how excited I am about this. And now we're gonna pop it off the bottom of the mold, the other back side of the clamshell essentially, and that's gonna show us the inside of the hardtop. But man, we couldn't have got a better result, I don't think, if we wanted to. I'm so happy we were able to work with 7 Apple on this project because I was able to learn how this process works. I've always kind of known loosely how, you know, mold making and popping parts out of molds work, but getting to have a hands-on experience is second to none. Thanks to them for allowing me to be here in their way and make this awesome product. This is sort of the final stage for this roof here at 7 Apple. Essentially, they've trimmed all the flashing off the edges. Now they'll go back, get it really tight, and they'll actually hand sand around all the edges, get it really clean and nice for us. So now next time you guys are gonna see this is gonna be at our shop, and then at that point we'll apply the Honda parts, and it's gonna go on the car. I cannot wait to see it. They have knocked this absolutely out of the park. This is a beautiful hardtop for our car. Literally not a flaw in the finish, and we're super excited about that. And the fact that I was able to actually learn the process and be a part of it makes it even that much more special for me. We'll see you guys back at the shop.
So Mickey headed up to APR Performance a little while ago in one of the recent videos and spec'd out a fully custom wing for our S2000. Here it is. The thing looks absolutely beautiful. Very nice wing element, very classic side blades. I love the look. It's plenty tall, which I think Mickey was going after. He wanted like a GT style wing. So I'm very excited to see this thing on the car. So now we're gonna do the final install and get this thing on the road. So ready?
Ready.
Let's go. So I want to make sure that the uprights are on properly and everything is nice and tight before we put the element on. So we took the element off. We're gonna get these lined up. Mickey already had this wing fitted, so we know it fits, but just for peace of mind and make sure everything goes on correctly, we're gonna set it up like this.
That's rad. Ooh! Can we go drive it now? Please tell me we can go drive it now.
Oh, it's sick. It comes back more than I thought it was going to. Yeah. It's sick, dude. Let's go. Yeah. Looking at it now, Will, I think we need to bring the nose of the wing down a little bit because it's a little like this, not like how you want it. But the styling looks sick. So maybe what we'll do is we'll bring the blade down, but then we'll adjust these because I like these being like straight and flat and horizontal. So I think if we tilt the wing blade down and then bring those up and make them horizontal again, it'd be sick. Yeah, this thing looks killer, dude. I'm in on it. Yeah, let's make those adjustments. Wing is installed, thing looks beautiful. Now it's time to get this thing out on the road and drive it. Before we do that, we're gonna fire it up, let it run for a minute. We're gonna pull it forward and make sure we have lock to lock and make sure that nothing's hitting. We haven't tested this fitment as far as driving or turning or any of that stuff goes. So some preliminary checks just to make sure everything's good. Then we're gonna take it out on the streets and drive this thing for the first time since we turbocharged it and rebuilt the engine. Let's go drive it, dude. Let's go. You ready?
Yeah.
Brakes work. Going for the first drive, we're gonna go nice and easy. Woo! You hear that? Sick. So we literally did everything on this car. Full Willwood brakes, new lines, new fluids. We did literally every single component on the suspension. But we got some new Heim joints on there, some coilovers, new control arms. Everything is fresh, new wheel and tire package. And we rebuilt the engine, we put the Greddy turbo kit on. So I'm being very hyper aware of what the car is doing and watching my fluid temps and all this stuff. It's hard to ignore that turbo because it is just making such good noises all the time.
It sounds so sick, dude.
Ah, it's fluttering, dude. So freaking cool. You can hear it spool up, spool down. It flutters a little bit. I hope you guys can hear. I hope you guys can hear that on camera. That sounds so freaking cool. But other than that, the car is doing extremely well. It's very well behaved. My kind of terrible eyeball alignment is actually working pretty well. Drives great. It's not rubbing. It's not doing anything weird. The more we drive the car, the better the car is going to get. So we're not trying to rev it out, but I can do this.
Woo! Wow, those brakes stop on a dime.
Freaking really well, which is sick. These brakes are honestly probably way more than this car needs, but it feels insane. We're doing 30.
Wow. That's insane.
It's sick. Thing is driving amazing. It sounds good. I'm beyond stoked on how this car turned out. Thing is gonna be a ripper. I can feel it already. The car just like, it wants to go. It wants boost, but the engine's fresh. We're not gonna do that. This thing is ready, man. All my temps look good. Everything is working amazing. We don't have the check engine light on. Everything's working properly the way it should. First drive, amazing.
Most items on the interior of our S2000 project have been upgraded or renewed with OEM parts. Steering wheel is one of the last things that really needs to be addressed. We reached out to the team over at AZA Auto Wheel and picked up one of their basically OEM replacement wheels that's upgraded. And of course, you know we love our carbon fiber around here. We actually had them put carbon fiber across the top to match the hood and the roof. We have Alcantara suede at the bottom, and we tied in a red stitching to match the seats, the carpet, and all the other red that is on this car. We're gonna move on to the hardtop shortly after we get this in the car, but we want to get this in and out of the way, and then we will get to the hardtop. Well, but as you saw, that wasn't how that was supposed to go. I probably should have did the Quinn technique and put the bolt in a couple threads out. So when it popped loose, it didn't pop into my chest and release the clock spring. So now we gotta pull the clock spring out, we'll rewind it or order a new one if we can't, and get this thing back together.
So I've reassembled our clock spring. So one of these guys actually got stuck at the factory wheel and ripped it all apart when we were pulling the wheel off, but we got it back together, ready to go back to the car.
Steering wheel looks great. We've got the airbag back in. We're going to address the faded chrome Honda emblem. Now that everything's back together, we'll pop that off, get that fixed up so it looks new again. But all in all, the steering wheel feels amazing, super stable, feels really good in the hand. There's a lot of extra surface area on this one. I do like the tapered bottom just because there's a little bit more legroom. See how tight it is in here? With that tapered bottom, it allows you a little bit more ease getting in and out of the car. So this is a great wheel.
Before we show you guys the finished hardtop, I have a few pieces to install on the chassis side, mainly these guys. So these are our rear clamp setup essentially that holds the back end of the hardtop into the car. This is an OEM Honda part, which is really cool. This piece is gonna go on the hardtop itself. It's gonna slide in here, and then it's gonna go one of these ways like that, and that's essentially how the hardtop gets clamped in. But we have to bolt these to the chassis side. We gotta take a few trim pieces out, so let's get to it.
Now that the top's back here in our shop, we're gonna apply all of the factory brackets that we bought that are gonna fasten this to the car and make sure that it doesn't fly off while we're driving it. We actually, luckily enough, were able to find all of the fasteners directly from Honda, and these things are crazy expensive, but you can buy cheaper alternatives if you're gonna do this project on your own. We wanna make sure that we're giving the end user a really nice product when they get the car. For me, OEM fasteners are the way to go.
Anthony just got back from Ballard Sports with our trim and our rubber moldings. So I'm gonna start fitting this guy. I already got it kind of laid out, but as you can see, there's little indents kind of where they're supposed to go. So I'm gonna grab a drill, start oversizing, get this thing clipped in, and then test fit our hardtop.
That's on, dude. It is. Yeah. And it's snug. Like factories.
There. That changes the whole look of the car. Hardtop is fully installed, but it's not quite finished. We need the glass. So James from Beck's Auto Glass is coming down tomorrow to install it. Other than that, the thing turned out amazing. Makito and Mickey did a really good job of putting this hardtop together. It fits epic, but let's get this glass in.
Our buddy James Beck is back from Beck's Auto Glass, and he's here to put the rear window on the custom-made top that Mickey made. This beautiful piece. We're gonna put the glass window on, and then I think that's it, right? And we're gonna kick you out of here.
New molding, ready to rock and roll.
That's it, baby.
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it.
That is going to be it for today's episode, guys. We got a lot done on this S2000, a lot of very big critical pieces. Our wheel and tire package is on. The car sits amazing. The stance looks good. The fitment looks really good. We drove it for the first time. The car drives amazing. We're still breaking in the engine, so we can't really push it or do any wide open pulls with it, but it sounds incredible. The car's running very well, which is nice. We also changed the aesthetics. We got our hardtop on. Thing looks epic. We got our glass mounted in the hardtop, and we got our wing installed. The back end of this car looks amazing. The aesthetic totally changed on the car, and I'm in love with it. In the next episode, we got a few things to adjust. We're gonna be changing out the rear bumper and dialing in this car 100%. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment down below. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.